Now to an Eyewitness News investigation. An alleged gang of sheriff's deputies within the LA County Sheriff's Department known as the Executioners. Their alleged tattoo depicts a skeleton in flames, an AK-47 and a Nazi-style helmet. Miriam Hernandez has a closer look at the pressure mounting on the department to open their files on any groups like this.
From inside the Compton Sheriff's Station, a deputy's claim filed with the county about an aggressive band of his cohorts allegedly in control. According to the claim, members are branded with a sinister logo,
which is a skeleton wearing a Nazi helmet with an AK-47 laughing,
and go by a sinister name, the Executioners, which according to the claim does not allow African American or female members. Deputy Art Gonzalez alleges the deputy gang is trampling on the rights of citizens and targeting him as a whistleblower.
Deputy Gonzalez, he's afraid for his safety right now, as he should be. This is a violent gang, violence, shootings, beatings.
Why y'all beating him?
Claims of excessive force and much more. And the timing.
Defund the police! Defund the police!
As community outcry demands systemic change, allegations in the filing claim that as many as 40% of Compton deputies are inked executioners or prospects. Rumblings reaching the sheriff.
Well, first of all, there is no gang of any deputies running any station right now.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
This matter has already been receiving very swift administrative action. We've already taken positive steps.
The complainant, Deputy Art Gonzalez, is a former U.S. Marine decorated for his service in Iraq, Afghanistan. Here in Compton, once praised for speedy action to save a 4-year-old boy shot in the head. The tipping point? Gonzalez says he witnessed a deputy executioner assaulting a fellow deputy. Gonzalez called a confidential tip line for internal affairs. To his shock, he says in his claim, the recording was intercepted.
Is within 48 hours, a recording of his supposedly anonymous call was leaked to the gang at the station.
He also reports that graffiti appeared at the station entrance.
Art is a rat.
People call him rats because a rat will do anything to survive. Isn't that right, Mr. Hill?
Objection!
Objection sustained. Look, I don't know nothing about being a rat.
Mr. Hill, you know everything about being a rat.
And that was placed at the keypad to get into the parking lot. So that's the most visible place in the entire station.
Compton, a flashpoint for high-profile crimes. Recently, the armored SUV of rapper YG in the middle of a shootout. And an 18-year-old security guard, Andres Guardado, chased by 2 Compton deputies, shot 5 times in the back. Evidence of the secret deputy pack emerged in the wrongful death shooting case of Dante Taylor. Compton deputy Samuel Aldama forced to reveal his tattoo, saying that about 20 deputies at the Compton station have the same ink. The Taylor family attorney put up huge billboards looking for potential victims. Aldama denied the group is a gang. The county settled for $7 million.
This is all taxpayers' money. So, yes, the taxpayer should be very worried.
The Gonzalez claim alleges the executioners brokered a deal to amp up arrest numbers. Members of the public were stopped for minor infractions. According to the Loyola study, sheriffs over the last 5 decades have been unable or unwilling to dismantle the deputy gangs. And the money paid out to settle lawsuits when they are caught crossing the line.
The inspector general gave me a ballpark estimate based on just public information that it's at least $50 million. I think in reality, it's got to be much, much more.
Villanueva says he is the first sheriff to impose a policy forbidding such groups. The inspector general says today there is no evidence that the sheriff has pursued any house cleaning. The county's watchdogs want the sheriff's records on all deputy gangs and the names of all members. The sheriff says due process laws protect deputies from such disclosure. As for Gonzalez now, he wants compensation for the years he had planned to serve, but now cannot.
Once you run afoul of the department and you blow the whistle on illegal conduct within the LA County Sheriff's Department, your career is over.
You heroes have killed a dozen people this week. What are you going to do next week? Kill a dozen more? Is that what you guys are all about? Being heroes?
All our heroes are dead.
We're the first generation that's learned to fight. We're simply ridding society of killers that would be caught and sentenced any way if our courts worked properly. We began with the criminals that the people know, so that our actions would be understood. It's not just a question of whether or not to use violence. There simply is no other way, Inspector. You, of all people, should understand that.
Either you're for us or you're against us. I'm afraid you've misjudged me.
A gang within a gang. Gangception. As if you needed any more proof that the cops are no fucking good. Well, there you go. Now I bring that up because this game deals with conspiracies also, although they're alien conspiracies, but conspiracies nonetheless. Now with guys like that protecting you, who needs enemies? Like I said before, it's better just to abolish the police and defend yourself. And as I've said before, the Supreme Court multiple times have said the police have zero duty to protect you, so they're useless. Yeah, I was talking to Jason Vectrix on his live stream last night. He agrees to a certain extent, but he believes that there should be some sort of policing, minus the finings and ticketings and all that bullshit. But there is another option besides governmental police. There's also the private security companies you can go for in case if you can't defend yourself.
In the middle of an Albuquerque police officer shortage, neighborhoods are now trying something brand new to stay safe.
They're hiring private security to keep guard when officers can't. News 13's Gabrielle Burkhardt is live at Hyder Park with more. Gabby?
More and more people are on board with the idea. The Southeast Heights neighborhood is considering hiring a private security company to help combat crime, and you've probably seen these guys around town. They ride in marked units around the metro, carry weapons. They're trained officers.
Burglaries, robberies in progress, everything that you can think of, we've dealt with it.
But despite similarities, this isn't a deputy uniform. These guys are with International Protective Services, a private security detail.
We try to work hand in hand with the police department and the sheriff's office and try to be good eyes and ears as well as be a proactive force.
Most are ex-law enforcement or military.
I'm a prior Evelyn County detective.
They've provided security for the Four Hills neighborhood for 9 years. Now neighbors in the Southeast Heights are considering them for their area.
They catch somebody doing something, they could bring the law enforcement to you. It's kind of like having an additional an alarm system at your house.
Neighbors say crime here has been on the rise. The added security offers people peace of mind, especially since there's a shortage of APD officers, the lowest in nearly a decade with less than 900 officers.
There was somebody trying to break into one of my neighbor's cars the other day, and it took us a while to get a police officer out there. If we had those kind of guys, they may have deterred him, you know? They may have stopped him.
IPS says they can't make an arrest in New Mexico, but they can detain someone if they see a crime committed. They respond to calls for service 24/7 and alarms just like police. They say their presence alone can help deter criminals.
When they see our cars, our guys, they realize that there's a force out there to be reckoned with.
Now we're told each officer goes through extensive training. They can be hired by individuals on an hourly basis or by groups or businesses to provide 24/7 service. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Gabrielle. Neighbors in the Southeast Heights will have a meeting soon to decide whether they want to hire private security. IPS officers say they document crimes for law enforcement, even testify in court when needed.
All right, let's get to authenticating this. All right, what does it say? What's the initials here? HV. Hybrid Heaven. This was originally supposed to be a Metal Gear game. I wouldn't doubt that was supposed to be Outer Heaven as opposed to Hybrid Heaven. All right, let's see. Got the factory stamp right there. We got the copyright Nintendo right there. All right, let's see, do we have the HV initial there? Yep, HV. got the paint splotch there. Hybrid Heaven. Now this game I did rent back when it came out. Yeah, this is one of the most unique games I've played. It's a RPG fighting game. Very unique. I don't think any other game attempted that that I've played anyway. Yep, and as I was saying earlier, it deals with the aliens. They're trying to take over the world by replacing people in high positions with clones or hybrids, alien-human hybrids. And that sounds awfully familiar with the other game I played not too long ago, Snatcher, also by Hideo Kojima, the same guy who made Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. Yeah, this game is broken up into, I think, was 9 stages or something like that. I gotta check my notes. Yeah, even though it's an RPG, it's not that long. Probably 9 to 12 hours, maybe. Depends on how fast I go. Yeah, the only one bad thing I have against this is that it all takes place in an underground base as opposed to varying up the stages. It all looks samey throughout the whole game. What the hell? Going out of focus for the notes. And let's see, here's... I got this on February 13th, 2017 for a total of $9.90. Shipping kills you. Could have got it for $5.95. And I got the manual for $7.99. A couple days later. Most likely off eBay. And here's the next game I'm attempting to buy. I just, oh, they call it Castlevania Special Edition, not Legacy of Darkness. There you go. Yeah, which is funny. The original Castlevania for the N64 came out early, what was it, 98? 98, 99? And this came out less than a year later. Because in that game, they didn't put all that they wanted in the first game, so they made this one. And of course, it's an expensive, well, relatively expensive. It's under the Big 5 for the N64. Sculptor's Cut, Super Bowling, Stunt Racer, Worms Armageddon, and Bomberman Second Assault, Second Attack. I have that one. And it seems like the number 6 spot for most expensive N64 game is fluctuating, especially now with the virus and the stimulus checks. Everybody inside, nothing to do, have money to buy all these old games, so the prices are up. And it seems Paper Mario is towards that top 7 and 10. This one's up there. Goemon number 2. Let's see what else fluctuates around there. So yeah, I want to get the. I got the manual on the way. I already bought that. hard. That's another manual that's hard to find. The game not too hard to find, but the price is up. It's around $80-ish. Used to go for like 40, 50 not too long ago. More towards the 50-ish area. Oh yeah, and I just remembered why I brought this on out. As you can see, I just got more pouches here. Put those two on. I also got the single pouches here, so like I said before, I can put my Swiss Army knife and flashlight, which I don't have. So basically the vest is all done with for pouches. I still gotta fill up the med kit over here. And I guess put more magazines on it. And I put the body armor in here, even though I'm waiting for it. So this does have the steel plates, level 3 plus. And I also managed to put on the 50 cal here. I remembered I had the straps on the hip holster and thigh holster. I took those off, put it here to keep this nice and secure here, and I put it in the map pocket right here, same as the knife. So I got 2 guns ready to go for this Minuteman vest right here. So it's ready to go. And one more thing before we go, got to mention the militia down in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now that kid right there, Kyle Rittenhouse, he shows you how it's done without the police. Or, well, while we do have police there, you can see they're doing nothing.
What the f- Medic! Give me this.
And he actually used some restraint when he was shooting. He didn't go wild and shoot into the crowd. He selected the targets on who was a danger to him and shot only those ones. Unlike the police, who just mag dump every video I see when the cop shoots, they just go bang, 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 bang until it goes empty. Wild, because they have no consequences. Qualified immunity, so they don't give a fuck.
Diplomatic community.
It's just been revoked.
Oh yeah, one last thing I just wanted to say before going. I wanted to elaborate on the George Floyd, how they put his knee on his neck. Yeah, I know his background, he's not that good. He held a gun on a pregnant lady.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, one thing I promise not to do in this courtroom is to pretend to you that I am representing Snow White for a client. The simple fact of the matter is that all the 7 dwarves couldn't match his record on a weekend pass in Singapore. I'm not going to conceal this fact from you, and I apologize to my humble colleague, the district attorney, for snatching that ham bone from her plate. However, I do promise to use every means of persuasion I can muster to prove to you that my client, Michael Jones, did not commit the crime of first-degree murder, but that he in fact shot Officer Patrick O'Leary in self-defense.
But the problem with defending the police like that is once they start doing it to people like him, they're gonna start doing it to everybody else just like that when you support that behavior from the cops, which they're already fucking doing.
Disturbing video out of New Mexico. Police pulling a woman out of her car, leaving her face down, handcuffed on the pavement. They thought she was a drunk driver. It turns out she was having a medical emergency, and ABC's Aditi Roy has the story.
A harrowing ordeal for one New Mexico woman as she is ripped out of her car by police officers and left face down on the street handcuffed. Officers thought she was drunk, but Ravina Garcia was actually having a severe diabetic attack and was completely limp.
I just was lost.
It all began when she hit the truck in front of her. Officers couldn't get her out of the car, so they broke the window.
I just didn't know how to open the door.
They threw her on the ground, put her in cuffs, leaving her face down, then walking away while she laid there for more than a minute, raising concerns from the sheriff's office.
In this case, there was no resistance. We are looking at that very seriously.
Police finally put her in a cruiser, but her blood sugar was dropping dangerously low.
I'm surprised I didn't go into a coma in the back of that police car.
Paramedics arrived 10 minutes later and treated her.
What concerns me is there's no need to lay someone on the ground for that amount of time. There were other deputies around that could have assisted in at least sitting her up.
There is an internal review of Garcia's arrest. The sheriff plans on meeting with the Garcia family to discuss ways that law enforcement can make sure medical issues are considered at each scene and treated properly. So it looks like there might be some changes on the way.
And there should be. Thank you for that, Aditi.
Yeah, just like those people say, either comply or die. Or just obey the cops. Well, some people can't obey the cops. They got medical problems and whatnot. All right, guys, I'll see you on the live stream.